we introduce two characters whom we believe you're going to find extremely entertaining, extremely amusing, although perhaps introduce is hardly the proper word at that. For these two characters are so essentially American, so typically a product of the country in which we live, that you already know all about them. They are characters which immediately have your understanding and sympathy. In spite of the humorous and oftentimes absurd situations in which you find them, you recognize in them something of American traditions in their purest form, something reminiscent of the days when life was less hurried and complex, when it was simpler and wholesomer and sweeter. You will laugh at these characters as millions of people out here on the Pacific Coast laugh at them. But you will realize that their tremendous following, by far the largest following of any similar radio act in the West, was not built up merely through the fact that they make people laugh. Other radio acts do that. Acts which come, have their heyday of popularity, and wane. But the hold which these characters have upon their audience involves something besides the ability to provoke laughter, something that goes deeper than that, something that touches the inner nature of all of us. So we present Eb and Zeb, the proprietors of the general store in the town of Corn Center. Corn Center is an American town. It has no foreign population. It is not perplexed with a crime problem. The jargon of the racketeer is unknown here. The sophisticated wisecracks of Broadway have not penetrated. The fabric of its citizens' lives is woven of simple, homely incidents. In the past, it has perhaps been a trifle too conservative, too prone to cling to the ways of its fathers. It is awakening somewhat now, but the spirit of progress is not yet alighted on the general store. It's still the same old corner store we knew when we were kids. And here are Eb and Zeb behind the counter. Zeb, tall and angular, Eb, short and fat. He seems to be engaged in some sort of calculations with pencil and paper, and is having a little difficulty.
Daggone it.
Well, what's the matter now? You're always crabbing about something. What's the matter?
Oh, it's this here, that darn income tax thing.
Gosh almighty, ain't you made that out yet? Why, you're supposed to have had it in by the middle of last March.
I know it. That's what the fellow over at the post office was saying. He said he reckoned I must have made a mistake and thought it was for the physical year.
Well, you better get going with it, or you'll have some of these here government fellas after it.
Yeah, but I can't seem to make head nor tails out of the darn thing.
Oh, why, shucks, Ab, there ain't nothing to it. Bring it here. I'll give you a hand. Now, look, all you have to do is just answer these here questions. Now, let's see. Here's the first one. Is this a joint return?
No, this ain't no joint. It's a first-class store.
Correct. Just write that down now.
I got that. Now, what's next?
Well, it says here, were you at the head of a family on the last day of your taxable year?
Darned if I can remember just where I was on that day.
No. You don't get the idea. What this means is, was you the head man in your family?
I'll say I was the head man. Yes, sirree, what I say goes, and there ain't no argument, neither.
Yes, I always heard you never had any words with your wife.
Oh, that's fact.
Yes, they say she has them all.
Yeah, she has. Say, looky here. That'll be about enough out of you. For 2 cents, I'd knock you a flat they could play on a Victrola.
Yes, you would.
Well, I would.
Well, do it. Come on and do it.
I'll do it.
Oh, you're scared to do it.
I ain't scared.
You are scared.
I ain't scared.
Oh, you are.
Ain't.
Oh, you are, I tell you.
Ain't, and what's more, you keep my wife out of this. My wife's a lady. You understand? A lady. Why, all that I am, I owe to my wife.
Oh, it's you are. You owe to your wife, huh?
Yes, sir, I sure am.
Well, why don't you give her 30 cents and square the bill?
Now, look out now, gal. Ding it. I tell you, I'm going to knock
Well,
you...
come on. Let's see you do it.
Well, don't rush me. I'll do it.
Yes, you will.
Look out now. Here I come.
Yes, you will. Answer that telephone. Answer it, will you?
Well, hello? Yes, ma'am. Yes, just a second. Say, Zeb, it's Mrs. Plum. Says they're giving a bride a shower and wants to know what to take.
Tell her to take a cake of soap.
Hello? Say, why don't you take a cake of soap? What? Hello? Dad, dang it, she hung up.
Well, Come on, let's keep going this here income tax thing then.
Well, read me the next question.
Wait a minute, let's see. Oh, here it is. What is your business income?
Oh, I generally get down here around 7:30.
Well, put it down.
Hold on there. If we put 7:30 down in this column, it means we got to pay $730.
Oh, no, it don't. No, we can get a deduction. We can take something off of that.
How much?
Well, now, wait a second, I'll see. Oh, here you are. Yes, here it is. Says here, exemption. In case a taxpayer changes his status.
Changes his what?
Well, it says here changes his status.
Shucks, I never had one to change.
Well, that's all right. Just put it down that you sent it to the laundry and it got lost.
All right. And I write that there. All right, go ahead now.
The personal exemption shall be an amount which has the same ratio to $1,500 as the number of months during which the taxpayer was single bears to 12 months.
Single bears?
Oh, shut up, can't you, when I'm reading. Bears to 12 months plus an amount which has the same ratio to $3,500.
Hey, now wait a minute. A minute ago you said it was $1,500.
Oh, now, Dad, darn it, can't you keep still? I ain't through reading yet.
Well, you better quit right now, then. Because the longer you read, the more it's costing us.
Oh, it ain't another. Now, keep your trap shut. $3,500 as the number of months which the taxpayer was married, at the head of a family bears.
What I can't figure out is what these here single and family bears got to do with it.
Gosh almighty, Eb, it's plain as the nose in your face.
Yeah? Well, what does it mean?
Why, it means, well, wait a second now. It means just what it says here. If you own a single bear, you save $1,500. And if you own a family bear, you save $3,500.
Well, what does a good family bear cost?
Well, that's the catch, of course. You see, it costs just about as much as you'd save. So where are you?
Well, I'll put it down. We don't own no bears.
That's right.
What's the next question?
The next question is stock on hand. Gosh almighty, Eb, we gotta take inventory.
Do we have to do that again this year?
Yes, sir.
Well, might as well get at it and get it over with. Tell you, I'll climb up on the shelves there and holler down to you what we got.
All right, go ahead.
You read it down there, and I'll climb up here. Just a minute.
Well, let me have your pencil. Let me have your pencil.
Use your own pencil.
Oh, shucks, I see it here now. I thought I'd lost it. All right.
You ready?
Yes, go ahead.
5 cans tomatoes.
5 cans tomatoes.
1 rat trap.
1 rat trap.
See these bottles, the labels is faded.
Yes.
2 bottles ketchup.
2 bottles of ketchup.
1 rat trap.
1 rat trap.
There's 4 cans of beans.
4 cans of beans. Say, feel inside that box there and see what's in it.
All right. Ouch! 1 rat trap.
1 rat trap. Now, what's that there bottle of stuff there?
That's Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, you mean it's worse? It's worse?
Yeah, it's worse.
Oh, hold on. Never mind saying it again. I know what it is. It's a hard word to say.
Yeah, that's worse. The worstest part of worse.
Yes, the worstest the sauce is the worstest. Say, listen, take that dad-darn bottle out and back and throw it away. I don't know how to spell it anyhow.
I reckon that's the best way out of it.
Yes, now wait a minute. What's in that there gray box?
Let's see. It says 12 pair of socks, Leslie thread.
12 pair of socks, Leslie thread. Okay.
Yeah, but the box is empty.
12 pair of socks, Leslie thread, an empty box. Okay.
Gosh almighty, Zeb, look here. Look at these hats.
Well, I'll be switched. You know, I was wondering just the other day whatever become of them hats. Bring 'em down. We'll put 'em in the wind and sell 'em out.
That you can't sell 'em out now. We've had 'em for 5 years. They're out of date.
Well, that's all right. We can rentivate 'em, can't we?
What do you mean rent? Rent 'em instead of sell 'em? Who in tarnation wants to rent a hat?
Well, I didn't say rent 'em. I said rentivate 'em. Fix 'em up like new. Touch 'em down here and quit occupying.
Well, I'll bring him down. There you are. But I'm darned if I can see how you can fix him up.
Oh, shucks, that's easy, Eb. Why, looky here. All these here hats need is a new band. You know, if you just use your head...
Hey, look at Zeb. Here comes that feller Squeers. See him out the window there.
boys.
Howdy, Mr. Squeers.
How are you this morning, Mr. Squeers?
Oh, I'm pretty fair. Well, how do you find things these days, huh?
By looking for him.
No. I mean, how's business? You know, business. It's about time for you fellas to be ordering another bill of goods, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Things are mighty quiet right now. I reckon we don't need nothing desperate, Mr. Squeers.
Say, does your firm sell these here rat traps made out of wire? You know, the kind that don't snap shut?
You bet we do. The Universal Supply Company sells everything, from needles to tractors.
Well, you might send us about a dozen of them kind of traps. No telling when we might be taking inventory again.
Yes, sir. 1 dozen of wire rat traps. Anything else now?
Nope, I reckon that's about all. Oh, say, come to think of it, do you people sell that stuff for making hat bands?
Why, certainly we do. Didn't I say the Universal Supply Company handles everything? Do you want some material for bands?
Yep, better put that down, too.
Yes, sir. There you are. Rat traps and band materials. Just sign the order right there. Right there on the dotted line.
Right in the dotted line, eh? Well, there you be. And say, get that there band stuff to us right away, will you?
You bet I will. I'll wire for it tonight. You'll have it tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Well, so long, boys. See you on my next trip, huh?
Yeah. So long, Mr. Squeers.
Glad to come in, Mr. Squeers. Now, there you be, Eb. We'll get that there stuff for bands and sell out them hats in no time at all. You see, in this here business, you gotta use your head.
But somehow or other we feel a bit dubious about Zeb's scheme of putting new bands on the hats. However, there's nothing to do but wait until this time tomorrow. Eb and Zeb are on the air every evening. The Shell Oil Company presents Eb and Zeb. We inaugurate this evening a new series of programs and introduce 2 characters whom we believe you're going to find extremely amusing, extremely entertaining. But perhaps introduce is not the word, for our characters are your old friends, Eb and Zeb. Eb Peters, Zeb Winterbottom, Corn Center storekeepers, presented by the Shell Oil Company. And simultaneously, the Shell Oil Company introduces Shell 3 Energy Gasoline, a gasoline made entirely of the 3 kinds of energy your motor needs. Quick energy for starts, shifts, bursts of speed. Power energy for smooth power flow and pull without strain. Anti-knock energy, higher in anti-knock efficiency than any other non-premium fuel on the market. Shell 3 Energy, a gasoline triumph, is on sale now at all Shell dealers. And now to the Corn Center store and our reunion with 2 lovable characters. We find Eb tilted back in a chair, fast asleep. Zeb is coming through the door.
Hey, Eb! Eb! That dingy, Eb! Wake up! Wake up, Eb!
What? What the... Well, by the John Brown. Zeb.
Well, how are you?
When in tarnation did you get back?
That burned it about a half hour ago, Eb, on the 4:20 train.
4:20 train?
Yes, sir.
Why, it ain't even 3 o'clock yet.
I know, but this was yesterday's train.
Yeah, I'll be sweet. Gosh almighty. Say, you're looking slicker than a saxophone player's hair. Trip must have done you a heap of good.
Yes, sir. I feel right purty do. How's business been?
Well, it's been pretty darn slow. Gosh, I don't know what's going to happen to us. Seems like things just get worse and worse.
Well, from now on they're going to get better and better.
Yeah? And how do you mean?
Well, sir, while I was in the city, I met up with a feller named Clark,
Yeah.
one of these here efficiency experts. Brought him back with me to look over our business. He just stopped in the hotel to register. He's a darn smart feller. But then I told you about him in my letter.
What letter?
Why, that letter I writ you last week. Didn't you get it?
My gosh, did you write that letter?
Why, certainly I read it. Didn't you see my name signed to it?
No, but I didn't read it. Just kept it for a spell and then I sent it back.
You sent it back. Why, you poor fish, what'd you do that for?
Because it said to do it right on the corner of the envelope. It said return to sender in 5 days.
Oh, dad darn it. I might have known you'd get it wrong. Every time I...
Good afternoon.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Clark. Eb, shake hands with Mr. Clark. Eb is my partner, Mr. Clark.
Right.
Mr. Clark's going to put our business on a paying basis, Eb.
Right.
He's the fellow I was telling you about, you know, the efficiency expert.
Right.
Sort of talks like an acrobat.
Well, let's get to work. Never waste time, never waste words. What was your income from this business for the past year?
What's that?
I say, what's your income?
Oh, about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I don't think you understand. I mean, what you take in.
Well, when business is slack, Mr. Clark, we take in the movie.
Oh, no. What I'm trying to find out is, how much money did you make last year?
Oh, how much money?
Yes.
Well, as near as we can figure, we lack just $150, making 80 cents.
You lacked 150... Well, I think I'd better have a look at your books.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Clark, but we ain't got any books.
No, but me and Zeb don't have much time for reading.
I mean, your accounts. I want to see what's outstanding.
Outstanding where?
Well, outstanding among your customers.
Why, is somebody outstanding among our customers?
No. Listen. Haven't you some system of keeping account of what people owe you?
Oh, sure we have, Mr. Clark. Eb, show Mr. Clark where you writ down what people owes us.
Yes, right here you be, Mr. Clark. It's all written down on these pieces of paper.
Well, what kind of a bookkeeping system is this?
That there's a loose leaf system, you see.
A loose leaf system?
Yes. I write it down on a leaf of paper and then lose it.
But I can't even make out what you've written here. Here's an item that says, Mrs. Jones, 1 dog posy. Well, what in the name of common sense is a dog posy?
Well, that's shorthand for cauliflower.
Mm-hmm. And what's this? It simply says ochre.
Yep, that's right, ochre.
You mean yellow ochre for putting in paint?
No, tapioca for putting in pudding.
Oh, here's another one. Mrs. Pinkley, 1 duck, $1.40. 25 cents extra for the word looks like teasing.
That's right, it is teasing.
25 cents extra for teasing a duck?
Well, it's worth 25 cents to tease a duck.
But that's not the point. What I want to know is why in the world you should tease a duck.
Well, you see, Mr. Clark, she ordered a wild duck, and we had to tease it to make it wild, didn't we?
I see. Well, this is without doubt the worst mess I've ever seen. Do these slips of paper represent all your account customers?
What's that?
I say, are these all your account customers?
No, them's are no-count customers.
What I'm trying to get at is, have any of these people paid up? Here's an account, for instance, that goes back to last February. Now, why didn't you send a bill at the end of the month?
Which end?
Why, the 30th, of course.
You can't fool me. There ain't no 30th in February. Didn't you ever hear the poem? 30 days has September, April, May, and October. All the rest is doing great except February 28th.
Oh, now, Eb, you're getting all mixed up. 30 days has September. September, I guess is right. April, June, and November. All the rest has 20...
You're crazy.
Now, just a moment, please.
30 days has November, April, May, and December, except 1892, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Listen.
You're wrong, I tell you. In 1893, Columbus sailed the deep blue sea. The rest have 31, you see, under the spreading chestnut
Now,
tree.
you're crazy. It's 40 days.
You're wrong. 80 days.
Just a moment, please. You're both wrong. It happens that this is leap year, and February has 29 days. You see, every year the Earth gains a quarter of a day, or 6 hours. So at the end of 4 years, astronomers take the quarters and call it another day.
Oh, take the quarters and call it a day, huh? Well, how much do they make a day?
Well, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about time. You see, there are 2 important kinds of time.
Yeah, that's fact. Mealtime and bedtime.
No. I'm referring to solar time and, clock time. Now, you and I tell time by clocks. But astronomers shoot the sun.
They shoot it for a quarter?
Certainly not. By shooting the sun, I mean they observe the precise moment that the sun crosses the time meridian at Greenwich.
What kind of itch?
Greenwich. Greenwich. That's the name of the place. It's spelled as if it were pronounced Greenwich, but it's called Greenwich.
Yes, Eb, so it'll rhyme with spinach.
No.
You know the poem, there was a young feller from Greenwich who dined every day upon spinach.
No, I tell you.
February with 29, and will you be my Valentine?
Now, just a moment. We're getting away from the original subject. How long has business been falling off here?
Well, Mr. Clark, we used to have pretty good trade when people drove past with horses and buggies. You see, we're right here at the crossroads, and they used to stop in for groceries and such like.
Yes, that's quite natural.
Yes, but now with all these darn automobiles, they just go zipping by and don't even hesitate.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see. Well, then, I think the first thing for you to do is to evolve some sort of plan that will cause motorists to stop. Give them a reason for stopping. And when they stop for that reason, they'll probably buy other things.
Why, Cracky, that's not a bad idea.
And in addition to that, get on a budget.
Get on a what?
Get on a budget.
I wouldn't know how to ride the darn thing if I did get on it.
You don't ride a budget.
Of course you don't, Eb. A budget's one of them wire things the women used to wear about 40 years ago. Remember? We still got a few in stock here.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Don't you know what a budget is?
Sure we do. See that vinegar barrel over there?
Yes.
Well, I bet you can't budget.
Now, see here. You'd better find out what a budget is, and find out quickly. Why, do you realize the state your business is in?
What's that?
I said, do you realize the state your business is in?
California, ain't it?
It's on the brink of an abyss.
You don't tell me. You know, I had one of them there things on the back of my neck once.
I mean, you're on the rocks. Almost a bankrupt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I seen him in the movies once.
What are you talking about? You've seen who in the movies?
Well, that fella you just mentioned, George Bankrupt.
Oh, you're hopeless. I'm telling you that you're busted. Broke. Well, here's my bill for my services. $100. I'll expect a check immediately. Goodbye.
So long, Mr. Clark. Drop in again sometime.
Say, just a second. You're charging us $100 just for telling us we're broke?
That's right. That's what I always charge for my opinion.
Well, I reckon you're out of luck, because if we are broke, we ain't got $100. And if we ain't broke, your opinion's no good.
Well, there's something to that. And now all that's needed is a plan for stopping the traffic zipping past the store. Something to help balance Eb and Zeb's budget. And there is a thought for you motorists. Balance your car operation budget. Get value when you buy gasoline. When your engine sputters, knocks, lacks power, don't confess to your passengers that it's the car. It's more likely the gasoline. Until now, no one gasoline could make an engine do so many things so much better. Shell has combined in one new 3-energy gasoline exactly the kinds of energy your car needs. Shell 3-energy gasoline is ready and able to meet every driving situation, from a quick start to a cross-country tour. Shell Oil Company presents Eb and Zeb. This evening we bring you the second of a new series of programs featuring Eb and Zeb, corn center storekeepers. We left them with a problem, the formulation of a plan to give motorists a reason for stopping at their general store. And speaking of problems, The Shell Oil Company has introduced Shell Free Energy Gasoline to help you solve your gasoline problem. Your questions regarding quick starting, smooth, even power, and anti-knock rating are answered in Shell Free Energy Gasoline because this new fuel is made entirely of the three kinds of energy every motor needs. Ask any Shell dealer about this gasoline triumph, on sale now. And now to the general store and Ebb and Zeb. You'll recall that business has not been so good lately and that Zeb has called in an efficiency expert. This expert has suggested that they can build up their trade if they can get motorists to stop. This evening we find them in the store, Ebb kneeling on the floor painting a sign, and Zeb leaning against the door jamb watching traffic flow past.
Ding it. There they go. Scooting past like the old knickers after 'em, never even thinking of stopping in to buy something.
Well, they'll be stopping as soon as I get this here sign painted.
Sign? Is that what you're making?
Yeah. Darn near got it finished, all except one word. Don't know how to spell it.
Well, what's the word?
Cents.
What kind of cents do you mean? Like hoss cents or like 10 cents?
I don't mean neither. I mean like greatest sales since 1930.
Oh, now let's see. I think you leave out the T.
But there ain't no T in it.
Well, then put a T in it. Put a T in it. Quit asking darn fool questions. Gosh almighty, didn't you have no spelling when you went to school?
What say?
I said, didn't you learn how to spell? Didn't you have no spelling bees?
Nope, none of our bees could spell. They just made honey.
Oh, dad darn it. I mean, didn't you learn how to put letters together? Didn't you learn how to spell words?
No, spell words.
Yes.
Sure. I learned how to spell words. I was a darn good speller, too. I was at the bottom of my class.
You was a good speller and was at the bottom of your class, huh?
Yeah, all the rest of the places was full. I was good at arithmetic, too. Figuring. Darn quick at it.
Well, if you're so quick at it, what's the answer to this problem?
100.
Oh, well, consign it, I ain't give you the problem yet.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm quick. I can make up answers before most fellas can make up problems. Look out. Don't kick that paint bucket over. Stand back there.
Oh, I ain't gonna kick it over. Now, here's the problem, and let's see you figure it. A feller bought 10 cows at $30 apiece and sold them for $50 apiece. How much do you make?
Bought them for $30 and sold them for $50?
Yes, sir. $50 apiece.
How big was the pieces?
Oh, I reckon you'd better stick to spelling.
Yeah, and I reckon you better stick to playing the fiddle.
What do you mean? I don't play no fiddle, and you know it.
Well, then you ought to learn. It'll give your chin a rest.
Oh, is that so? Well, if you spent more time selling groceries and less time thinking up a lot of foolishness, we'd be better off. Spending all morning painting a darn fool sign on a piece of canvas.
You're just sore, 'cause you didn't think of the idea yourself.
ID? What ID?
This here sign. This is what I'm going to use to make automobiles stop.
How do you mean?
Well, you see what it says here. Greatest sales since 1930. I'm going to put it on a stick. Make a sort of flag out of it. And then I'm going to get out in the middle of the road and wave it when a car passes.
It won't work.
It will.
It won't.
Will.
It won't, I tell you.
It will. Dad ding it, I'll show you whether it'll work or not. Hand me that there yardstick. I'm going to use it for a pole.
Oh, shucks. I tell you, you're just wasting your time tacking that sign on there. Nobody'll ever stop for a fool sign like that.
Darn it. I wish you'd keep your trap shut. Now, you made me lose that tack.
I didn't make you lose it. It was laying there on the floor right alongside you just a minute ago.
Yeah, and you must have kicked it with your feet. Dad burn you. Where's the daggone thing gone? I wish you'd quit messing around and making me
Oh, well, quit your crabbing about it. I'll get you another one.
Ouch! Never mind. I found the tack.
Just sat on it.
There. Now, come on. I'll show you how it works.
Hold on there. Where are you going?
I'm going to stand out here in the middle, in the center of the road and wave it. Now, you watch me. Watch me.
Go
watch me.
Go on, wave it. I'm a-watching. Hey, look out there. Knew that'd happen.
Well, I'll be gum swoggled.
I thought you was going to make him stop.
Well, I did make him stop for a second, didn't I?
Yes, and it's too darn bad that he did. If you hadn't, you could have sued him for damages.
Sued him for damages, nothing. I'd have had to sue him for repairs.
Well, I told you it wouldn't work. You got an idea, but you ain't got enough brains to carry it out, that's all.
I suppose you have.
And you're darn tootin' I have. Let me have that sign. I'll fix it so the next fellow that drives past will see it.
What you gonna do with it?
Never mind now, never mind. Ain't you got some rope around here, Summers?
There's some behind the counter there.
I don't see it. Oh, yes, here it is. Well, now, come on. You take one end and tie it to a tree on the other side of the road there.
Say, you must be crazy. How's a piece of rope tied to a tree going to stop a car?
No, never mind. I'll show you. I'm going to fasten the sign right in the middle of the rope here. See, like this. Now, you tie your end to the tree, and then I'll tie the other end to our awning. We'll stretch it right across the road.
I bet it won't work.
Oh, of course it'll work. Get on over there and fasten your end to the tree.
Is this all right?
No, farther over there. All right, that's all right now. Go ahead and tie it.
It ain't very high.
Well, it's high enough to clear the top of a car.
All right, wait a minute. Well, I got her tied. You got the sign fastened on it?
Yes. Come on now, we'll fasten to other end of the awning here.
Well, hurry up. I think there's a car coming down the road now.
Well, I'm a hurrying, ain't I? Pull in on the rope and take up some of the slack. Whoa, that's good. Now hold her there.
You got it tied?
Yeah,
tied?
yes, she is. Now see what a lot of difference brains make. Step right here on the awning, and when the feller stops, we'll both be standing here smiling like.
Guys, I hope he stops.
He'll stop, he'll... Look out! Eb. Are you hurt, Eb?
You got me out of that dirt awning off my neck. I'll get up.
Eb, burn such a thing. Come on, there.
So that's the difference that brains make, is it?
Well, how'd I know with one of them big stages wouldn't clear the rope?
And look at that awning. We've had it for 40 years, and now just look at it.
Oh.
Why, for 2 cents, I'd lay you so flat you'd look like a rug.
Yes, you would. Well, why don't you do it? Do it. Let's see you do it now.
And don't rush me.
Well, gentlemen. You seem to be in some sort of trouble. Can I help you?
We can get into plenty of trouble without any help.
But what seems to be the matter?
Well, you see, mister, we just had a sort of accident. We've been trying to get automobiles to stop here at the store, and...
Oh, I see. Trying to get motorists to stop here, huh?
Yes.
Why, say, it's certainly lucky for you I happened along. I've got just the proposition for you. You want motorists to stop here? Here's my card.
Thank you. Wilberforce Sharp, Long Shot Oil Company, Inc.
Ink? What do we do? Write the motorist letters?
No. What you fellows need is a long-shot gas pump.
You mean long-shot gasoline will make automobiles stop?
It most certainly will. And what's more, they stay stopped.
Shucks. I never even heard of long-shot gasoline.
That's just the point. We don't advertise it. When a man drives up and doesn't ask for a specific brand of gas, you can give him long shot.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it'll take.
Take? Why, of course it will take. I know. I've sold long shot gasoline at a pump myself once.
Yeah, and I'll bet once is just about all you'd sell it.
Well, you think we can really make some money selling long-shot gas?
That's how I made my success. Why, I started in life as a barefoot boy.
Well, I wasn't born with shoes on, neither.
And I've been going right ahead ever since I've been with the long shot company.
Well, how much does one of these here long-shot gas pumps cost?
Well, it's all in the contract here. Let me read it to you. It is hereby agreed by and between you fellows, hereinafter referred to as Party of the First Part, and the Long Shot Oil Company, Incorporated, hereinafter called Party of the Second Part, that the Party of the First Part will act as agent for the Party of the Second Part, full-time or part...
Hold on there a second. I think I've lost a couple of parts.
Oh, shut up, Eb, and let Mr. Sharp read it.
Full-time or part, and it is agreed that the Party of the Second Part will give the party...
Oh, you're going to give a party?
No, he ain't going to give a party.
Say, just a moment.
But he just said he was going to give a party.
No, he said we're going to give the party.
Now listen, nobody is giving a party. Let me go on with this, will you? We'll give the Party of the First Part such monies and revenues up to 10 per centum.
Oh, you mean you sent him to the party?
No, of course not. I said...
Nobody sent him to the party, Eb.
Certainly not.
No, they was invited.
Oh, look here. Take this contract and read it over. I'll pick it up tomorrow.
Well, wait. Where are you going?
Why, I'm going to order your pump installed.
But, say, supposing we don't like it.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll make you like it.
Well, we're afraid Ebb and Zeb are heading for more trouble. They can't seem to resist a fast talker or understand elaborately phrased technical claims. But don't ambiguous wordy phrases confuse all of us. Consider gasoline, for instance. Every motorist knows what a good gasoline should do, but few can find a basis of comparison in technical statements of gasoline content. Shell 3 Energy gasoline is just what the simple, straightforward name implies. A gasoline made entirely of essential energies. When your car refuses to perform, inferior gasoline is at fault 9 times out of 10. Shell 3 Energy gasoline reduces engine waste. A tank full will prove its efficiency. Shell Oil Company presents Ebb and Zeb. We're back again at the Corn Center General Store, ready to sit in with our friends Ebb and Zeb and hear how they attack the problems of their business. And speaking of business, it's the business of the Shell Oil Company to know your gasoline needs. If your motor car is to function properly, your gasoline must provide 3 energies: quick energy for acceleration, power energy for continuous pull without strain, and anti-knock energy. Shell 3 Energy gasoline does just that, is made entirely of those essential energies. This new fuel is efficient, as new and exciting as freewheeling, and economical. The real economy of perfect fuel doing a better job. Shell 3 Energy is on sale now at all Shell stations. Your gasoline worries will disappear with the first tank full. And now come with us to the general store. You'll remember that Ebb and Zeb decided their failing business could be revived if they could devise some plan to influence motorists to stop. They tried several plans and all failed. Then a high-powered representative of the Long Shot Oil Company suggested that the solution was a gasoline pump to dispense Long Shot gasoline. The salesman left a contract about which Ebb was somewhat skeptical, never having heard of Long Shot gasoline. But Zeb finally persuaded Ebb to sign the contract, and the pump is now being installed. We enter the store tonight to find Ebb giving the contract a final scrutiny.
Dad burn it. I'll be switched if I can make head or tails out of this darn contract.
Oh, well, quit messing around with it. What difference does it make what it says? We've already signed it, and they're putting the pump in.
Yeah, but before we send it to the Long Shot Oil Company, I'd sort of like to know just what we'd signed. You know, just as a matter of business.
Well, give me it, and I'll tell you what it says. And the Goshen, I never seen anybody so darn persnickety. Now, what do you want to know?
Well, what's that there line mean?
Now, let's see. It says here, and we further agree to abide by the provisions.
Oh, what do we got to buy provisions for? I thought we was going to sell Long Shot gasoline.
We are. But when people stop to buy gas, we're going to sell them provisions too, ain't we? That's the whole idea of putting in the gas pump, to stop the traffic.
Oh, yes. Well, go on.
Now, wait a minute. You made me lose my place.
Well, turn your glasses around.
Never mind, I got them now. Yes, oh yes. By the provisions to be in force on May 13th, 1932, and which for 1 year thereafter.
What? What does it say about 1 year?
Says for 1 year thereafter.
Yeah, but what are they after for a year?
Well, I'm coming to that. Keep your trap shut. For 1 year thereafter, can't quite make out this here next word.
Well, spell it.
A-P, app, P-L-I-E-S.
What's that?
Damn darn cold. I got a frog in my throat. You see, A-P-P-L-I-E-S.
Oh, that's apples. Apples.
Oh, yes. Well, for 1 year thereafter, apples.
You mean the people who stopped for gas are after apples?
Well, that's what it says.
We better order a couple of more barrels of apples then, so as we'll be ready for them. Go ahead.
Well, for 1 year thereafter, apples, the same as in form number A192 before.
Before what?
Before nothing, just before.
Well, if it's before, it's got to be before something.
Oh, dad dingy, that's the number. A192 before.
A192 before, huh?
Yes.
And what's the number now?
Oh, that is the number now. Listen. It's letter A, 192, letter B.
What's that?
I said letter B.
Well, I ain't touching it, am I?
I'm telling you that B is a letter. B.
Oh, there's two B's.
No, there's only one. One B.
Oh, all right. Go on.
Same as form number A192B4. There two attached.
How's that?
I said there two.
Well, just a second ago you said there's only one.
Well, there is only one. Only one B.
Oh, all right.
When you asked me what I just said, I told you there two.
Oh, you're crazy. First you say there's one, and then you say there's two.
Well, I ain't crazy. And I didn't say there two. I said there two attached.
Oh, there are two B's attached to the one B.
Oh, there ain't no such thing. There's only one.
See, there you go again. You're plumb crazy.
I ain't crazy. You take that back around and knock you for a loop. That's what I'll do.
I'd like to see you do it.
Oh, you would you? Well, then just watch out. Here's I'm coming.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
coming.
Here comes somebody. Look across the
Where?
street
I don't
there.
see no one.
Just crossing the street. I don't know how you can miss her. Look, the way she's dressed. She looks like a circus parade or something.
Well, look at them clothes, will you? Enough to make a horse run away. Wonder who she is. Must be some new gal in town, eh?
Yes, I reckon. Why, say, Dad, darn it. That's old man Schmulzheimer's daughter.
Oh, you mean Hortense Schulzenheimer, don't you?
Yes, that's her name.
Oh, you must be losing your mind. Her pa wouldn't let her dress like that. And besides, she's away somewhere to school.
Well, she must have come back then, 'cause that's Hortense.
By cracky, you're right, it is.
Of all the dead darn get-ups I ever see.
Keep still, she's coming in here. Keep still.
Good morning.
Well, Brother John Brown. Howdy, Hortense. How be you anyway? Glad to see you back. You remember Eb here, don't you?
Yes. How do you do?
Well, you just back from school?
Yes, but I'm in Corn Center only for a brief interval.
Going back, huh?
No, I haven't yet decided just what I shall do. Either go into motion pictures or get married.
Get married? Well, you don't tell me. Who are you going to marry? Somebody here in Corn Center?
Oh, don't be absurd. Do you think I should be interested in any of these Corn Center bumpkins?
Well, they're pretty darn good in a pie.
I didn't say pumpkins. I said bumpkins. Rubes, if you prefer.
Say, looky here. There's some mighty nice young fellas around Corn Center, and don't you forget it.
Oh, I dare say they're respectable enough. But who wants to marry a yokel and settle down on a farm for the rest of one's life?
Oh, farming ain't so bad for a feller.
No, especially if he has a wife to drudge for him. Why, I've seen a farmer sitting out in the front of his house reading a paper, while his wife was in the back lot milking a cow. Now, why? Why wasn't his wife at the front?
'Cause there ain't no milk at that end.
I'll tell you why. Because the men around here still consider woman a chattel, a slave. They're not much further advanced than the natives of Africa, who buy a wife for $5. Think of it, $5.
Well, maybe in Africa a wife is worth $5.
Oh, don't try to be facetious. You know what I mean. We moderns don't believe that simply because a girl marries, she must give up her rights or become inferior in any respect. She's always equal. Par.
Well, She might be equal, but she can't be Pa, whether she's modern or not.
You'd better read some of the modern writers and find out what the new thoughts are.
We don't need no new thoughts.
No. We use the old ones over again.
Yeah.
I'll wager neither of you have ever read Shaw,
Nope, can't say that I have.
nor Ibsen,
Nope.
nor Havelock Ellis, nor Bertrand Russell.
No. Never even heard tell of them.
No, sir.
Well, then, what have you read?
I read hairs on the back of my neck.
Oh, what's the use of trying to hold an intelligent conversation with morons? I'll say this much, though, that when I marry, I shall marry a millionaire.
A millionaire? Well, you don't say. What millionaire?
I haven't decided as yet. And what's more, the man I go to as a bride will be a man who will never quarrel with me, who will never interfere with anything I want to do, and a man whom I can trust absolutely. That's the kind of husband I'll have.
When you have a husband like that, you won't be no bride. You'll be a widder.
Say, did you want something, Hortense? Or did you just come in to talk? See, we're pretty darn busy today. We're having a gas pump put in.
Oh, and I suppose it's much more desirable to attend to a gas pump than it is to me.
Well, yes, in a way it is. You can shut a gas pump off.
Indeed. And just what does your reference to putting in the pump infer?
You mean, what are we putting the pump in for? So as we can get the traffic to stop in front of the store.
I mean, oh, what's the use?
Say, did you say you wanted to buy something or not?
Yes, I want to buy something. You don't imagine I'd come in here simply to talk to you, do you? I want some dog biscuits.
You want me to wrap 'em up, or will you eat 'em here?
Oh, my heavens. I'm not going to eat them myself. I want them for my dog.
What kind of dog you got, Hortense?
A Spitz.
What kind of dog you say he is?
He's Spitz.
How's that?
I say he's Spitz.
I don't give a darn about his habits. I want to know what kind of a dog he is.
He's a white dog, about that long and about this high. What difference does it make?
Don't make no difference. We ain't got no dog biscuits, nohow.
I might have expected that in a ghastly town like this. Why didn't I stay in Hollywood?
My gosh, you been in Hollywood?
Yes, and what's more, I'm going back. I'm going into the movies.
Yeah? What makes you think you're going to get into the movies?
Because I have influential friends, for one reason. Why, I've got one of the biggest stars in Hollywood eating right out of my hand.
Who, Rin Tin Tin?
No, not Rin Tin Tin. I mean a human star. And for another reason, I have real histrionic ability. Everyone says so. I had the leading role in our school play, The Last of the Mohicans.
What did you do? Take the part of Ma Higgins?
Not Mohicans, Mohicans. I played an Indian princess.
Ain't possible.
And real dramatic critics said it was the finest performance they had ever seen. They said I reached heights never before attained on the stage. Especially in that scene where my Indian sweetheart sets off in his canoe into the setting sun. And as the shadows deepen, I stand on the shore, gazing after him with tear-dimmed eyes and crying, "Goodbye, goodbye, my lover, goodbye, goodbye." Oh.
Well, so long. Come in again sometime.
Oh, you, I'll never come into this store again. Never as long as I live.
Remember, that's a promise. Hollywood. I reckon that's where she got them clothes.
Yes. You know, it's sort of too bad we didn't see her before we ordered this gas pump put in.
How do you mean?
Well, with that outfit she's wearing, she ought to be able to stop traffic anywhere.
Well, I'd vote for the boys. They seem to have the edge in that round. Evidently, Hortense didn't study repartee in that finishing school. Apparently, acting snooty is the one thing she can do well. And so it is with many gasolines. Gasolines made to do one thing well aren't hard to find. Your car may not knock. It may only sputter when you're starting. Or it may start quickly and then lag when you need power. Don't blame these shortcomings on your car. What you need is a combination gasoline. And until now, you couldn't get it. Shell 3-Energy gasoline is the answer. In the language of the football field, 3-Energy is triple threat fuel, made of the 3 essential energies: quick energy, power energy, and the highest anti-knock rating of any non-premium fuel on the market. And nothing has been sacrificed. Shell 3 Energy is complete. Give your car a chance to perform. Get a tank full of Shell 3 Energy. The Shell Oil Company presents Ebb and Zeb. And now to the affairs of Ebb and Zeb. The proprietors of the Corn Center General Store are trying to devise a plan to revive their business, a problem deserving of serious thought, one that recommends cautious action. Yet our friends fell for and are even now permitting themselves to be sold on a plan they have not investigated. And here is a word of advice for you motorists. Investigate your car's performance faults. The chances are that you blame your motor for shortcomings for which your gasoline is responsible. If you selected your motor fuel only for greater mileage, or for quicker starting or anti-knock rating, then you're sacrificing one or more motoring needs. There are 3 essential gasoline energies, and until now you couldn't find all 3 in an all-purpose fuel. You can now. It's Shell 3 Energy gasoline. A combination gasoline made entirely of quick energy, power energy, and anti-knock energy. Investigate, try Shell 3 Energy, and give your motor a chance. Ebb and Zeb, you'll remember, were trying to figure out how to stop traffic at their store, and a salesman named Sharp high-pressured them into trying a long-shot gasoline pump as a solution. It's being installed out in front. Zeb is down at the store early, and we drop in just as Ebb enters.
Well, it's about time you was getting to work. You know what time it is? It's darn near 8 o'clock.
Well, I couldn't help it. It was that dad-ratted alarm clock at our house. It was set for 6.
And that's the reason you're late, huh? 'Cause the alarm clock was set for 6.
Yeah. You see, there's 7 of us in the house.
Oh, there you go. Always full of excuses. If you had any ambition, you wouldn't need any alarm clock. I ain't got no alarm clock, and I'm here every morning at 6 o'clock, right on the dot.
6 o'clock, huh?
Yes, 6 o'clock. And I get up at 5 o'clock, 'cause I got ambition.
You don't get up at 5 o'clock because you got ambition.
No? Then what do I get up at 5 o'clock for?
So as you'll have a longer day to loaf in.
The reason I can wake up at 5 is because I get to bed at a decent hour and get a good night's sleep. I was in bed last night at 8 o'clock, and you'd be a darn sight better today, better off if you'd been too, if you ask me.
I was in bed at 8 o'clock, but I couldn't sleep. And what's more, it was all your fault.
My fault? My fault that you couldn't sleep, huh?
Yes, sir. That darn cat of yours kept me awake half the night, squawking and yowling. You ought to do something about it.
Yes, I suppose you think I'm going to get rid of a swell mouser like that cat is just on account of you.
Well, I don't ask you to get rid of her, but you might have her tuned.
Well, all right, all right. Don't stand there gabbing. Grab that broom there and sweep out.
Oh, all right. Sweep, then you gotta dust. Enough to make a fella sick. Sweep and dust, sweep and dust. I've been a-dusting that there pie off for every morning for the last 6 weeks.
Oh, quit your crabbing.
If we don't sell it pretty soon, it'll be dusty that we'll have to eat it ourselves.
Well, we'll sell it, we'll sell it.
I think we ought to get our pies from another baker anyhow. That there baker we take from don't know how to bake pies.
Don't know how to bake pies? You're crazy. He baked pies before you was born.
Yeah. I reckon that pie must have been one of them.
Say, what in tarnation are you doing there?
I'm taking the screen out of this window here.
Taking the screen out of the window? Well, now, what are you doing that for?
I want to let some of the darn flies out.
Oh, never mind the flies. You just stick to your sweeping and get into them corners. Clean 'em out good. We got to get this place slicked up here.
Oh, all right. But if you was down here so early, why didn't you sweep out yourself?
I was busy. I was talking to a feller.
Yeah. All is shooting off your mouth.
I wasn't. I was talking business. Shooting off my mouth ain't one of my weaknesses.
I say it ain't.
Of course it ain't.
It's one of your greatest accomplishments.
Oh, is that so? Well, you know who I was talking to?
Who? Who was it?
The fella that drives a long-shot gasoline truck. He stopped to fill up our pump with long-shot gas.
Why, is the pump all ready to use?
Certainly it is. We're gonna be having a lot of customers in here today.
Bet we won't.
Well, I bet we will.
We won't.
We will.
We won't.
We will, I tell you. We're gonna have more customers in here than you can shake a stick at.
Well, I ain't seen no car stop in front of the place yet.
Well, give 'em time. Give 'em time. Wait till the traffic begins to pick up.
There's plenty of traffic going by now.
Yes, and dang it, there's a car stopping. See? What'd I tell you? Come on now, get ready to give 'em some service with a snap.
You mean the ginger snaps?
No, dad dang it. Get up on your toes. Get up on your toes.
Say, what do you think I am, a toe dancer?
I mean, look like you had some sense. Rush up to him. Find out what he wants. Ready now, here he comes. Howdy, Mr.
Shucks. It's only Mr. Sharp.
Well, hello, boys. How do you like the gas pump?
Oh, hello, Mr. Sharp. The pump looks darn slick.
I was just driving by on my way to the city, so I thought I'd drop in and tell you how to operate it.
Shucks, there ain't nothing to operating a gas pump.
Well, no, not to operating an ordinary gas pump. What you see, our long-shot gas pump is a very special kind of pump. It's what you might call a super pump.
Oh, for pumping soup?
Exactly, for pumping soup. No, I mean it's built to give a very special kind of service. Now, this pump is constructed with the precision of a German watch, the finest watch made.
Yeah, but the finest watch made ain't German.
Why, certainly it's German.
It ain't neither. It's well, maybe you're right.
All the 101 moving parts of our pump are replaceable, as you'll soon find out. We do quite a business in spare parts. Now, if you'll just take a look at this diagram here, I'll explain how it works. You see this thing here marked with the letter A?
Yes, I see it.
That's what is called a vacuum chamber.
What's in it?
Nothing. Now, when you turn this crank, marked B, it causes this camshaft, marked C, to revolve, which in turn closes this valve, marked D, and causes this plunger, marked E, to rise.
Yes.
And when the plunger rises, it creates a vacuum in the chamber.
Well, what's a vacuum?
A vacuum? Why, a vacuum is nothing.
Oh, then you have nothing when you start out and nothing when you finish. Seems to me a feller'd just be wasting his time.
Yeah. I'd rather take a day off and go fishing.
I'm afraid you don't understand. When you turn the crank and cause the camshaft to revolve and close the valve, you make the plunger rise, which exhausts the air atom.
A job like that would exhaust Adam or anybody else.
I didn't say atom. I said atom. Atom. You know what an atom is, don't you?
Of course you do, Eb. When you see a couple of dogs fighting, you throw something at them.
No, you don't.
Well, sure you do.
No, you don't understand. I'm talking about the atoms which form the air. If you took oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen, what would you get?
You'd get sick.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't want to take a chance.
Now, look here. Suppose we take oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen.
How about putting in a little vanilla?
Put them together, and we'd get the air.
Well, if we did, I reckon we deserve to get the air.
I mean, that's the composition of the air. That's what's in the vacuum chamber before the plunger rises.
Well, do we have to mix up all that stuff before we can sell a gallon of gas?
You don't have to mix anything. The point that I'm trying to make is that before the plunger rises, the vacuum chamber is filled with air, atmosphere, the thing that buoys you up.
That's what?
Buoys you up.
Oh, sure. Yes, that's what my old man used to holler upstairs in the morning. Boys, you up?
Oh, look here. Never mind how the pump operates. All you have to do is turn a crank anyway, and you won't be doing that very often. Come on outside and we'll try it out.
Yes,
Come on,
I'd
let's
like
go
to see
right
how
out.
the thing goes myself. I've been around here for 20 years.
I don't like the color of it very well.
Oh, here you are.
Think it's simple to operate all right.
It has a couple of special attachments on it.
I don't care for the color of it.
What is that you said about attachments on it?
I said it had a couple of attachments on it.
Oh, yes. You know, the sheriff put one of those things in our store once.
Well, stick with long-shot gas and you'll have another one. Let me see, what was I saying? Oh, yes, those special contrivances. The big feature of this pump is that the customer can tell the amount of gas he's getting without looking at a gauge.
Without looking at a gauge. You don't tell me.
Yes, indeed. Now, as you turn the crank and 1 gallon of gas is delivered, a soft, deep-throated whistle sounds.
A whistle?
Yes, at the end of the first gallon. At the end of the second gallon, there comes the mellow notes of chimes. And at the end of the third gallon, the song of an oriole.
Well, what happens after that?
Oh, then it starts all over again. You see, you keep the customer entertained while you're selling him gas. With long shot, you've got to. Now, let's try it. Remember, first the whistle, then the chimes, and then the song of the oriole. All ready?
You try it, Eb.
That's right. Just turn the crank. Ah, there she goes. 1. 2. 3. And there you are.
Well, I'll be dad darned.
Hey, that's right slick at that. But ain't you got a pump that'll play a tune?
We're working on that. In fact, we pretty nearly have it perfected.
What tune does it play?
What are you going to do when the rent comes round? Well, I must be getting along to the city. Goodbye.
So long, Mr. Sharp. We'll be seeing you in a few days.
You mean you'll be looking for me in a few days? Oh, I say, where's the nearest gas station around here?
Gas station?
Yes, I want to get a tank full of gasoline.
Ho hum. Poor fellows. I'm afraid they have a long shot for sure. As an idea, this looks like a dud. You motorists consider these gasoline facts. Erratic, wasteful, gassy substances are the duds, the dead spots in gasoline. Many sluggish, slow energies can be refined out of crude oil. Shell discards these. There are 3 energy groups in gasoline which every motor needs. Shell 3-energy gasoline contains those vital energies, developed to the highest degree of efficiency. Asked what he wants his motor to do, any motorist will say, start promptly, get away, pull and respond when I need power, and climb hills without knocking. Exactly. But no motor can do these things without a gasoline supplying quick energy, power energy, and anti-knock efficiency. Shell 3-energy gasoline is made entirely of the 3 needed kinds of energy. You motorists have always known what an ideal fuel should do. Shell has filled your order. Drive up to a Shell pump and let a tank full of 3-energy prove it. The Shell Oil Company presents Ebb and Zeb. And now for the latest news from the Corn Center store. When last we visited Ebb and Zeb, the tricky pump for dispensing long-shot gasoline had just been put in. You'll remember that when this very special pump delivers 1 gallon, it blows a whistle. At 2 gallons, it rings a bell. And at 3, it breaks into a bird song. And speaking of pumps, if you haven't visited a Shell pump recently and tried Shell 3 Energy gasoline, you're behind the times. This all-purpose gasoline has already made smiling drivers out of thousands of former steering wheel grouches. The old bus or your 1932 model will surprise you on a 3 Energy diet. This sensational combination fuel, providing quick energy, power energy, and anti-knock energy, the 3 kinds of energy your motor needs, is made to your order. Does the things you've said a gasoline should do. At the signals, on the road or on the hills, Shell 3 Energy gasoline answers the throttle. Try a tank full. We drop in on Eb and Zeb this evening and find them in front of the store. They haven't had any customers to try that tricky pump on as yet, and we find them enjoying a game of checkers while they watch for the promised business.
Well, go on. It's your move. What you waiting for?
Now, don't rush me. Let's see here. Yes, I'll move that fellow over. No, I can't do that. You're jumping. Let's see, I'll put this one. I'll move. No, I can't neither. I lose 2 men that way. Dag burn you. I'll put that fellow. No, I won't neither. I'll wait a while.
No, go on now. You've got to move. Go ahead.
Well, then I'll move that one right there.
You walked right into my trap. Here's where I get 2 men. Yes, sir. And just make me a king besides.
Think you're smart, don't you?
Well, I bet you cigar I'm smart enough to give you a good trimming.
What kind of cigar?
Why, the kind I always smoke.
No, I won't bet you.
No, afraid to lose, eh?
No, afraid I'll win. Now, let's see. Oh, yes, here's a move. Yes, sir. Them cigars you smoke is just about the worst I've ever seen.
Oh, is that so? Well, let me tell you something, young feller. I don't smoke nothing but quarter cigars.
Who smokes the other 3/4?
You know what I mean. This is a 2-bit cigar, one of the best 2-bit cigars made. A Northwestern Mounted Police.
That's a good name for it, all right. Gets it, man. Dad darn it. There goes another car past without stopping. Why don't some of them stop?
Oh, quit your worrying. They'll stop. Trouble with you is you ain't got no patience. Didn't you ever see a cat watching at a rat hole?
No, but I seen something like it once.
What do you mean?
Well, you know my Uncle Jake.
Yes?
He's got a habit of sleeping with his mouth wide open. One night a mouse ran across the bed and ran right into his mouth. And he swallowed it.
You don't tell me. Swallowed a live mouse, eh?
Yes, sirree. Let's see. My move there, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, gosh almighty, what'd your uncle do?
Didn't do nothing but holler. But my aunt figured out something. She got him to lay down, and then she put a piece of cheese on his chin. You see, the idea was to get the mouse to come back up after the cheese.
Yeah.
And then she put the cat alongside of my uncle to catch the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after Uncle Jake was out, was waiting for the mouse to come up after the cheese, he fell asleep again.
And I suppose he swallowed the cheese, eh?
No, he swallowed the cat.
Well, go ahead. It's your move. What's your Uncle Jake doing these days?
Well, he ain't doing nothing right now. He had a good job in the shirt factory, but they let him out.
Well, that's too bad. What'd they let him out for?
Well, you see, he was working on the day shift, and now they ain't making nothing but night shirts. Now look at that. Look at that. There goes another, and don't appear to me like any of them's going to stop.
Oh, they'll stop.
Well, why don't they do it then?
I'm telling you they will. Why, look, there's a fella slowing up now.
By the John Brown, you're right. He's going to turn in here, too, looks like.
Yes, sir. Quick now. You give him gas, and I'll wipe off his windshield.
Look out. Dad dang it, you'll upset the checker boy.
Oh, never mind the checkers. Here he is now. Howdy, mister. Is something we can do for you?
What kind of gas are you selling?
Why, we sell long shot gas. I'll be darned. Say, what you reckon was the matter with that fella? Tore out of here like something had bit him.
You must have said something you didn't like.
All I said was long shot gas. That certainly was funny. Well, as long as the checker game is busted up, I might as well get in the car and see that Mrs. Pinkley gets them groceries she ordered. Tell you what I'll do, Eb. I'll fetch her over here and you fill her up.
Who, Miss Pinkley?
No, you darn fool, my car. I mean fill her up with long shot gas. I think she'll need a gallon or two of gas.
And don't forget, she'll need an extra quart of milk, too.
Who, my car?
No, you poor fish, Miss Pinkley. Go ahead, now drive over here to the pump.
All right, put in 3 gallon and I'll see if she'll hold any more.
All right.
That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3.
That enough?
Yes, that'll do. Well, I'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Hey, look out!
Oh, Dad, burn it.
Say, what are you trying to do? Look at you. Smash the pump.
Oh, gosh, you must have had my car in reverse.
Dad, burn you. You give me a pain. If you was driving out in the middle of the Sahara Desert, you'd hit a hydrant or something. Always something you gotta bust.
Oh, is that so? Say, I've driven this car for 10 years and I ain't had a real bus yet.
You mean you driv that bus for 10 years and you ain't had a real car yet? See what you done? You got the gas pump all out of whack. Darn thing's still a registering 3 gallon. Look at it.
Well, wait till I get a hammer. I can fix it. I'll fix it.
Fix it. Yes, you can. Look out. You're making it worse. Look out.
Wonder what the tarnation got into the darn thing anyway.
I don't know. And here comes a feller for gas, too.
How do you do? Are you the proprietor of this place?
Yep, I'm one of them.
Well, my name is Smith, Cyrus K. Smith. You've probably heard of me. I'm owner of the famous Smith copper mine. What? What's that?
I didn't say nothing.
No, you see, Mr. Smith, it's this here gas pump.
Yeah, the dead darn thing's out of whack.
The gas pump? Say, what are you trying to tell me? What do you think I am? Stop that, I say.
It ain't us. I tell you, it's this here.
No, honest, it ain't, Mr. Smith. It's the pump. You see, this here's a special kind of pump.
Yeah, it's a long-shot gas pump.
Oh, so you sell long shot gasoline, eh? Well, then I think you're just the men I want to see. Have you read in the papers about Hector Smith?
Hector Smith?
Yes.
No, can't say as I have.
Well, Hector Smith is my nephew. He's a millionaire in his own right and heir to the famous Smith fortune.
Must be a lucky young feller.
Not so lucky as you might suppose. He has a curious streak in his nature. Oh, now, I don't mean he's insane or anything like that, but he's just a little unbalanced on the subject of the brotherhood of man. He's too kind-hearted, and he's literally giving his entire fortune away.
Giving it away?
You don't tell me.
How do you mean?
Well, he's made up his mind that he wants to die poor.
Well, why don't he start a grocery like ours?
So he travels around the country dressed like a tramp, driving a broken-down old car. When he meets some person who treats him kindly, or when he considers a worthy unfortunate, he rewards them with a sum of money, $25, $50, sometimes as much as $100,000.
Well, by the John Brown.
The lad's not insane. We can't have him shut up. All we can do is to keep an eye on him. And when he starts out on one of these, philanthropic sprees, go after him and bring him back home. Now, I understand that right now he's somewhere in this vicinity.
Someplace around Corn Center here?
Yes. We've traced him as far as Squidgeville and then lost him. Now, I've just received a wire calling me back to New York. Important business. And as you fellows are located on a crossroads here where a lot of traffic passes, I'd appreciate it if you'd keep an eye out for him.
Sure, yes, we will, mister.
Of course we will. We'll be glad to.
What kind of looking feller is he?
He's a young man, 23 years old, rather short and chunky, has light hair and blue eyes. And, oh yes, he has a slight impediment in his speech.
Has a what?
An impediment in his speech. He talks with something of a lisp, you might call it.
Well, then we'll watch out for him, mister.
Thank you. I'll make it worth your while if you find him. Just hold him here on some pretext or other and wire me. Here's my card. You can always reach me at that address.
Yeah. But how'll we hold him here?
Yeah, supposing he won't stay.
You want us to have him arrested?
Oh, certainly not. No, you can't arrest him. He hasn't committed any crime.
Well, it sort of seems a crime to be giving all that money away.
Just keep him here. Offer him a job. He'll probably be here and ask you for a job anyway.
Why do you reckon that he'll come to us for a job?
Well, as I say, when he arrives in a town, he always picks out some very unfortunate person. And he'll be bound to notice that you sell long-shot gasoline. Well, don't forget now. Wire me if he should turn up here.
We won't forget.
We'll wire you right off. So long, Mr. Smith.
Yes, so long, Mr. Smith. So long.
Bye. Say, Eb.
What?
What do you reckon he meant about this feller Hector Smith picking out unfortunate people and us selling long-shot gas?
That was something to think about. Well, the boys have two things to wait for now. Long-shot gasoline customers and Hector Smith. Motorists, have you ever reviewed in your own mind the things you thought the ideal gasoline should do? Of course you have. Your idea of an all-around good gasoline was one that would help your motor start quickly, get away fast, pull when you needed power, and a gasoline that would not produce those knocks on the hills. Shell 3-Energy gasoline fits that idea to the letter. It's made entirely of the three kinds of energy your motor needs: quick energy, power energy, and anti-knock energy, the highest anti-knock rating of any non-premium fuel on the market. Here, motorists, is an all-purpose gasoline. Shell 3-Energy gasoline, on sale now at all Shell dealers, is made to your order. The Shell Oil Company presents Eb and Zeb. And now we're ready for another entertaining visit with Eb and Zeb, keepers of the Corn Center General Store. Their failing business has had the expert study of an efficiency man, and their long-shot gasoline pump, installed upon the recommendation of salesman Sharp, has not exactly caused a traffic jam in front of the store. It costs a great many people a great deal of time to buy gasoline carelessly. If you hired an efficiency man to help you save money, he would recommend that you be sure of what you're getting. Think of the difference in value between a one-purpose gasoline and the new Shell. Shell 3-Energy gasoline is a combination fuel made entirely of the three kinds of energy your motor needs. It's an all-purpose fuel offered at regular gasoline prices. Shell 3-Energy gasoline contains not one, but all three of the essential motor energies. In the past, you've even paid premium prices for single-purpose gasolines, recommended to do one thing well. Until now, no triple-energy gasoline has been available. Try Shell 3-Energy gasoline. It's a gasoline triumph, a quality product made to give you everything you want. Bye.